Well, hello there. How are you today? You caught me in the middle of doing some chopping here.
Hey, Mom, I'm hungry. What are you making?
I'm glad you asked. I was just getting ready to tell them. I'm making some pico de gallo for our street tacos.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Does it? I'm going to be doing some street tacos, some beef, steak, and some chicken thighs and chicken breasts. So let me go over everything that you're going to need for pico de gallo. It's very simple, very easy. So we're going to need some beautiful tomatoes. I'd say probably about 4, depending on how many people you're wanting to feed. I usually do about 8. 1 good sized white tomato, or onion, sorry. Nice white onion. Some people prefer the red onion or the sweet onion. We don't do those in our pico de gallo. We do white onion. And then some jalapenos. I've already went ahead and cut these in half, and I took the seeds out so it's not as spicy. If you want them spicy, keep the seeds in. And then we have some chopped up cilantro here. I took some cilantro and I cleaned it up a little bit, and then I just kind of did a nice little rough chop on them. And then the other stuff that you'll need for this is you'll need a little bit of salt and pepper, some lime, and some garlic. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like cilantro or they don't like garlic. Leave it out. Don't put it in. So here is, this is how I'm kind of chopping the tomatoes. Just kind of, I try to kind of keep them nice and even like that. These aren't as red. It's the wrong time of year to really be making a lot of nice cilantro, not cilantro, but pico de gallo. I like summertime when it's not, when they're nice and red and juicy. When it comes to the tomatoes, this is how I do it. I cut them in fourths, and then I take the seeds out. Pull my handy dandy garbage bowl over, and I pull the seeds out. I don't like the seeds. And that's what I do. Just like that. Be careful, especially if you have really sharp knives. I've cut my fingers, oh, so many times. I think my grandson's gotten to the point where he just kind of stands around with a Band-Aid now in the kitchen, waiting to bandage Grandma up because these knives get really sharp. So I just kind of slice them up like that. Take them like this, and I just kind of, boy. Okay, so there's the tomatoes. I'm going to cut up a couple of jalapenos the same way. And then I'm going to put them in this little chopper here and just kind of chop them up a little bit more. I have some that's already chopped up. Because since I am making a big batch, I didn't want to be doing all the chopping on the video the whole time. I usually make a pretty good sized batch to last a little bit. Here's what it's kind of starting to look like. It doesn't have the jalapenos in there or the cilantro yet. I did put a little bit of garlic in there. I don't put much garlic. I do put a little bit in there. And then I'll put salt and pepper and then lime. I forgot to pick up actual limes from the store. But we always have lime juice, which works, in my opinion, just fine. And then what I'll do also is I always cut up some extra tomatoes, extra onion, and extra jalapenos. With the jalapenos, I roast them in the oven though, and then I take them out and I chop them up really good. So it's almost like a jalapeno paste for the tacos. And by doing that, the oils from the seeds comes out. And so the jalapenos in the oven ends up being very spicy. But everybody likes it. But I'll be doing some street tacos next. And I'll show you how I do my street tacos. I try not to put too much onion in this because the onion can overpower it. I'm really glad my family likes cilantro because I'd be sad if they didn't. Okay, so here's what I put. I put them in here, but I also like to have them chopped up just a little bit finer. So I put them in this little chopper. And I'm going to put the jalapenos in with the little bit of onion I already have in here chopped. And I'm just going to chop them up a little bit. Love my emerging blender here, however you say it. And you can put them in here in bigger pieces, however you want to do it. But it comes out nice and chopped, nice and fine. You don't want to leave it on blender, otherwise you're going to have nothing but a paste. I just got this today. I have an old one, but the thing was acting up, so I decided to buy a new one. So we're going to put the rest of this in here. I've got a couple more tomatoes back here that I'm going to go ahead and throw in the oven. And what I do is I put them on some foil with a little bit of cooking spray, like on the foil, so it doesn't stick. And I put them on broil in the oven. And you got to watch it, because if you don't, they'll burn, and you don't want that. So I let it until the skin is nice and blistered and they're nice and soft. And then I pull them out and chop them up. Now, tomatoes, you really don't want to blend it too much, because otherwise you're going to have nothing but tomato sauce. You don't want that. So, we got that. We're going to do a little bit more onion here. Probably about a half of an onion. And then the other half I'm just going to chop up and put for the side for people that don't like pico de gallo. We have quite a few people in the house that does not like tomatoes. And so, yeah, Connor's one of them. He does not like tomatoes. He never has. It's funny because he's not a big pickle fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do like pickles now?
Yeah, that's Isaiah.
Oh, Isaiah doesn't. Oh, yeah. Isaiah doesn't like pickles, but Connor loves pickles. And Isaiah loves tomatoes, but Connor does not like tomatoes.
Yeah.
So, it's just kind of like they're the opposite on certain things. Alright, so I'm going to set this off to the side because I'm done chopping for now. Now, I put my pico de gallo in a green bowl, which is a vegetable bowl, so it kind of keeps everything nice and fresh. And so we're going to mix it up. Just like that. And we're going to put some cilantro in here. And again, I'm going to leave some cilantro out so people can just sprinkle it on their tacos. Because that's, if they don't like the tomatoes and stuff that's in the pico de gallo, then they're not going to eat that part. So it's kind of like I have pico de gallo all separated and then pico de gallo put together. So this is what it's kind of starting to look like. See how? Oh, it smells really good too. Oh, I love the smell of pico de gallo. Now I'm gonna put some lime in there. And again, normally I would put fresh lime in there, and then I'm gonna put some pepper in there. A lot of people will use white pepper. I don't use white pepper. And then a little bit of salt. If you ever find these salt and pepper shakers, they're wonderful. See, they have little pour spouts, or they have the sprinkle part on the top, but the pour spouts. You want to make sure that's closed though when you go and salt your stuff, because we've done that before where it's been opened and got a little too much salt or pepper on your food. Yeah, that was quite the oopsie. And then this is about the time where I'm looking for a taster.
Oh, this is it.
Yeah, I'm right here.
And so usually I use either Isaiah, Connor, or Eric for my taster.
Oh, you mostly use me.
But this time it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, when it's pasta, I usually use Connor and Isaiah as well. And then,
What is this? You usually use me.
yeah, when it comes to tomato, anything with tomatoes, it's usually Isaiah. All right, Isaiah, taste up, see how you like it. See if it's good.
Great. Ice
Put a
cream.
piece of ice in my mouth.
Is it good?
Yeah.
All right, teenager approved. He's not too picky though. So this is the finishing product. Now again, if you want it to be more of a juicy dip, where it's more like tomatoey, more liquidy, then leave it in the blender a little bit longer. It'll blend up more like a tomato, but I don't do that because this will sit in the refrigerator until we're ready to eat it, and the tomatoes will the salt helps the tomatoes kind of bring out some of the moisture. So yeah. Okay, so we have the pico de gallo all done. So now we're going to go ahead and start making the meat for the fajitas and getting the jalapenos roasted in the oven. I had the pico de gallo in the refrigerator, kind of marinating and kind of getting all the flavors all mixed in together. And so I'm going to go ahead and start doing the meat, and I'm going to show you what meat I use for the meat for the fajita, the street tacos tonight. Now I get this at Kroger's. Kroger's is down here in Texas where I'm at. In other states, it could be Fred Meyer's. So I'm originally from Oregon, so I know Fred Meyer's is up there. I do not know if they have this in their stores, but if not, I also just take the meat of my choice and put like my taco seasoning over it. And I will make another video sometime of my taco seasoning that I use, that my homemade taco seasoning. I don't use store-bought taco seasoning. So this is what I use. This is the sirloin. I only use sirloin beef when I make street tacos. It's less stringy, less fatty and stuff. And so this one is for the chicken breast. The purple one is for the chicken breast, and then the tan one is for the chicken thighs. So we got everybody's preference here in the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start getting the meat on the grill. And today, since it's really cold outside, we're using the indoor grill. It's just the indoor a grill appliance that we got off Amazon. It's very hot. And I don't take the fat off of this. I do it afterwards. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off by putting the thighs on here. Just like that. Looks like there'll be enough room for a chicken breast, so I'll go ahead and throw a chicken breast on there. Just like that. And it doesn't take very long for chicken. And these are actually very, very juicy. They don't take very long to cook, but when you cut into them, they're very juicy. Also, another thing that we got from the store for our street tacos, they're street taco tortillas. These are corn and these are flour. And so we use those. We're going to take some jalapenos here. I only take 2 because there's not very many people that likes the roasted jalapenos, so I don't make a whole lot of it. So I have this, and then of course we have the regular tomato, and then we'll have the regular chopped up onion. And then of course we'll have the pico de gallo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this chicken off to the side here. Let our chicken here in the grill pan do its thing. And I just take the whole jalapeno just like this. I wash it off, dry it off. They've already been washed and dried. And I put them right on here just like this. And I throw them in the oven and I just kind of rotate them every so often. I put it in the oven on broil, on high heat. And I just kind of roast it until the skin is nice and dark. When it's nice and dark and they're really kind of squishy, you know it's kind of done. So when you cut them open, you just scrape all those seeds out. And then the end comes off really easy as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this all prepped up. And get this all done. And I'll be right back. Okay, so while the chicken is grilling, the chicken thighs and the one chicken breast that's in here is almost done. So while that is grilling, I'm going to go ahead and shred up or crumble up this cheese. This is the cheese that I use on my street tacos. A lot of people don't like queso fresco. So if you don't, then use regular cheese, whatever you want. All my recipes, just because I use it doesn't mean that you have to use it. Use whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and put this cheese in here. It comes in a big round wheel like this. And this is, you just kind of shred it down and it just crumbles right off. Now you don't have to use a knife. Sometimes I'll just use my fingers. But if you use your fingers, it just crumbles off, just like this. Just like that. And then you just put it in a container ready for people to use. And then my jalapenos, they're in the oven, they're roasting. Hopefully it won't take too long for that to get done. I've already cut up all of my tomatoes and my onions and cilantro and all the toppings that goes on it. So you just kind of take it and just kind of crumble it with your fingers just like that. Okay, our jalapenos are all done. Like I said, I put them in the oven on broil. And so this is what they kind of look like. The stems are they're still kind of warm. But see how they're kind of like really soft? That's kind of how you want them. They kind of look charred and everything. So I try to leave them on the foil, and I try to do everything as much as I can on the foil. I still have a cutting mat underneath, and I put the chopped up jalapenos in a glass bowl. I try not to put them in plastic because plastic tends to hang on to certain flavors. And so all I'm doing here, let's see if I can get close enough here, is I'm just kind of cutting it in half. See how easy it is to just cut in half? And as you cut in half, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of seeds in there, a whole bunch of liquids. No, I didn't add liquid to it. It's just the liquid from the jalapeno. So then what I do is I just kind of scrape all those seeds out. Just like that. Might be one or two that might kind of linger and stay in there, but I try to get them all out, just like that. Now these, when you take the seeds out after you've broiled, charred them like this, the jalapeno is still going to be spicy. So people that don't like spice, don't do this, because you're not going to like it. So quite a few people in our household like spicy, and so I add this to to like my tacos and my husband's. So just take them out. It is easier to pull the seeds out from to the top. Tends to clean up a lot nicer. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull those up like that. Just like that. Okay, so I went ahead and switched out the chicken, and I put the chicken in the oven on very low heat just to kind of keep the meat warm. What I do is I just put them in one of these aluminum pans, just like I was cooking with the other night on the other videos. But they come with lids. I talked about these lids. You just put the lid on them and put them in the oven so the meat doesn't dry out. This meat that I use is very, very juicy. Very, very yummy. So here's the steak pieces. See how they turn out nice and, I mean, they're very, very meaty. These are very, very meaty. And so once these get all done, I'll go ahead and put them in this pan and then stick them in the oven. And then I'll get the grill up here to warm up the tortillas. And what I do is I just kind of keep some tortillas on there, and I keep the griddle on low, and we just kind of heat up the tortillas as they eat them. You know, unfortunately, if you heat up all your tortillas all at once, sometimes they don't stay warm. But if you use a tortilla warmer like this, put some parchment paper or something in there and put the tortillas in there, that'll help keep them warm as well. I just got this, so I haven't tried it yet. I had one a long time ago, and but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and fry the rest of these steaks up. I've got a few left here on the pan that I need to still fry up. Once those are fried up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and slice the meat. I'll let the beef rest a little bit so all the juices don't flow out, and the chicken is kind of resting in the oven a little bit. Like I said, the oven is on very low, like 250 degrees. I keep it very, very low, just enough to keep your meat warm. That's it. You're not cooking it. You're not continue to cooking it because you've already cooked it enough. So, okay, so I took out the chicken out of the oven, and then I have the beef here. You can see where it got grilled. I left a couple pieces whole, and then there's some that I just kind of sliced up really thin. And then here's the chicken. We got the dark meat on this side for the people that like the dark meat, and then the white meat on this side for people who like the white meat. What I did is I just kind of cut it up nice and thin. I did the same thing with the beef. Nice and thin. Makes nice tacos, especially inside the taco shells. So I'm gonna, there's two, I make two different things. I do either street tacos, or I'll do a street taco salad. So I chopped up some lettuce and I put some in a bowl, and then you put whatever toppings you want on there. And I'll go ahead and make this. I know my daughter Alicia is gonna want a salad versus the taco, so she can go ahead and tell me what she wants on it. Go ahead.
Chicken. Yeah, the dark
I know
meat.
you want dark meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some pico.
We'll put some pico on there.
And then some cheese.
And you want the queso fresca?
Queso.
And here's I know you can't, it's kind of hard to see that, but put some of that on there like that.
That's enough.
Okay.
And a little bit more meat, that's it.
She's a big meat eater. She loves her meat.
You want sour cream?
And then, of course, I've got the sour cream and the guacamole if you want that. So this is what the salad looks like. Nice and pretty. The good thing about salad also is you just put the meat in the refrigerator and chop up a bunch of salad mix and put it in the refrigerator and have salads for lunches and stuff. So now we're going to go ahead and make some tacos. We're going to start off with my grandson. Do you have a plate? Okay, so we're going to go ahead. What I did is I grilled up some tortillas, and I made corn tortillas and some flour tortillas. And I used my grill. I don't know if you can see that, but I just kind of used my griddle to heat them up. And so I'm going to keep them in here, keep them nice and warm. So we'll start off with making him 2 tacos. And Revan, what do you want on your tacos? You want beef or chicken? Or one of each?
One of each.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and put some beef on here. Just like that. Oh, one of each. Dark or white meat?
Okay.
Okay. The chicken is very juicy. Put a little bit more meat on that. See, just like that. They're very small tortillas, so it doesn't take much. Okay, you want some queso?
No.
Okay, so go ahead and finish making yours while I do it. I'll make Papa one. So I'm gonna make my husband one. He likes beef. So here's the beef. And like I said, these are very small tacos, so you probably eat, each person around here usually eats at least 3 of them because they're very small. Just like that. Put a little bit of cheese on it. He likes a little bit of jalapeno. Just like that. And for him, I'm going to do the pico de gallo on. Just like that. It has everything in there. And then he'll put either sour cream or guacamole on there if you want. But that's it. Just make your taco however you want and enjoy. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy my video.